Hello everyone, welcome to another video, and in this episode we'll be talking something very much interesting, and that's called ABAP channel. There is a concept called polling where an application will just keep looking for certain events to happen, and once the events occur, then this application will start responding to it. So that's polling concept. A technique is bit of performance intensive, and a better technology that SAP offers is the channel, which is having two flavors. One is called the ABAP message channel. The other one is called ABAP push channel. In short, it's called AMC or APC. Now let's understand when this message channel to be used. It's within the SAP system. Let's say you want to pass a message from one application to other application within SAP system itself. And then this message channel, you can use it. On the other side, if you want to pass messages from outside of SAP system, let's say you are having some UI5 application and you want to pass certain notification from your backend SAP to a frontend. In that case, we can use APC or ABAP push channel. So that's why it's called outside SAP system. And the transaction is very easy to remember. It's starting with SAP AMC or SAMC, and the other is APC. So in this episode, we'll be focusing on ABAP message channel. This topic itself is a bit vast, but we'll do certain simple simulation and we'll understand a lot of things out of. So stick to this video till the end. And before it starts, subscribe my channel if you have not done yet. So let's get started. So let's start the transaction called SAP AMC. And it will take me to this object navigator, and we can create our message channel through this transaction code. You can see various message channels. ABAP message channels is already created in my system before. Right, so we'll start something with right click on that, click on create, put a name, let's say SAP ZAMC demo. You can give anything, so I just give this ZAMC demo. It's a local object I want to create, so let's give some AMC demo, and it has a message type ID, but by the way, there is something called channel which we need to enter as a mandatory field. The channel should be starting with a / followed by some let's say you can put anything, like you can ping message, or simply you can put simply as a ping. Okay, once you click enter, it comes to this side. It's not editable over here. Now let's check the message type ID, put an F4. There are three types of. One is called the binary, which is kind of an XML category. The second one is BCP, which is called push channel protocol. This is the recommended one to send messages through this concept, and it's more of a key pair kind of a values that you can pass it to. And the third one is the bare text messages. So we'll go for this BCP. Let's check the activity scope. The first one is system. Means across the system, if you want to pass the message, then system is the one. Client is means within the same client. If you want to pass from one program to other, then this is what you have to select. The user is if the same user want to pass from one application to other. Ideally, this defeats the overall purpose, so we should go by the system. All right, so now we have to put certain authorized programs. So we'll be adding two programs. I already created the programs to save certain time, but we'll walk through this, and it's pretty simple. You can easily understand. Okay, so the one of the program I call ZAMC send message, and if I type, it's a report program, and the activity I have something called send. We'll add the other one called receive message. So this is the sender of the message, the other one will receive the corresponding message. So two different programs within the same app, system, backend SAP system, and I'll be using to demonstrate this concept. And let's say this is a receiver, so receive session. So let's save this and let's activate. All right, so my message channel created, as you can see over here. So let's go to this send message program first. So to start with, we have to understand that there is one class that actually does the activities, and that is called CL AMC channel manager. If we go to this class, we'll find two type of rather four different methods. Predominantly, I'll be using this create message producer and create message consumer. Okay, so this one will be used to create certain message or payload to pass it to some other program. And in the other side of the program, we'll be using the same class, but this method to receive the information. Pretty simple, right? So this is what I just starting with, call this class and the method called create message producer. So I have two parameters over here. The application ID, I'm passing it the same name, JDMC demo, which we just created. And the second one is the channel ID. This is the ping, which also we added in our demo, right? So this is what I'm just passing. This is actually the container, which will contain the message body. Okay, so this is the container of my message. And now I'm creating the message. So for that, I'm using another class, CLAC message type PCP. I'm using the push channel protocol. And I'm creating some instance of this class. And then I'm just, setting some text. Anything you can pass, I'm just giving a text called hello Somnath, right? And then I am just using this send method. Now, send will not be available to this message container until and unless you use this typecasting. Because if you double click on this interface, which I'm using to cast the type, you will find this method send is available. Okay, so that is why this casting I did, so that I can get this send method available, and I can just pass the message which I just framed over here. Pretty simple, right? Nothing much. And handling certain exceptions, try catch exceptions. So that is my simple program to send message. Looks like pretty simple, but when we'll test it, we'll get to know a lot of issues and we'll fix it one by one, and there I would say an entire fun is there. So let's go back the other program and see what's happening. We already authorized these two programs in this particular channel, but inside this program, what we have to do, see, this is a simple local class I have used and having this interface in a public section. So why this interface I'm adding? Because this interface does have a receive method. We have to basically implement this receive method within our local class to capture the message once it receives. This is where the method is actually been implemented. Pretty simple. All right. As you can see that once the message receives, we'll have an importing parameter iMessage of this particular receive method that I'm using to get the text that I've received or that been sent by the sender or producer. Once I get this message, that's all. I'm just sending this message as a message statement. Okay, whatever the information I received as an information message. Pretty simple. So what I'm doing, I'm using the same channel manager class, but this time I'm calling the method consumer because we are consuming the message. And of course, I'm using the same above channel name and my channel ID, which is ping /ping. And it will give me a consumer instance, and that instance I can use to call this method start message delivery. Once we call this start message delivery, there I'm passing my local class, this receiver. This is nothing but my local class. You can see, right? This is my local class. So that's why this particular method is actually registered, right? Or subscribed. This program is actually using as a subscriber. And when the message comes, this particular method will be responsible to react or rather respond to that what received the message from the sender. I think pretty easy to follow, I guess, right? Nothing much big. So what next? So my sender and receiver both are ready. So let's run this program because it is a asynchronous way, but till it will work, till this receiver is in active state. Means receiver is not a background job, okay? So notification comes from one program to the other program, and this program, once it's in active state, means the user is actually using this application, right, in runtime. That time, whatever the message it receives, it will react or respond to that, right? So that is what you have to understand. So first let's register this subscriber to particular this channel and the channel ID, application and the channel ID. For that, simple click on execute. And you can see the subscription complete message is appearing, means my program is ready to receive the message. All right. And now let's send the message. This is my sender. It will simply send the message. Once the message sent, it will give me a write-up like message sent. Let's execute. Message sent. Let's see what happened. Boom, the program got terminated. What happened? This is where we have to understand the concept. It's saying the statement message_i is not allowed in this form. Let's go to the debugger. And you see, this is our receiver automatically triggered, and it end up with a short term runtime error. And this is the message which is actually received. I'm sending hello Somnath from the sender program, and the receiver has received this message, which is perfect. But it terminating with this message statement. Why so? Okay, no problem. Let's go back once. Let's close it. Okay, let's go to the program. If you go to the receiver, this one is the statement where the problem happens. But it happens because of this method. Okay, not actually this particular message. Why this message? Because once I double click and get into this method, the first comment says that no consumption of messages in update task context. In this particular concept or forms, whatever it's delivered in an update task fashion. And as you know, in update task, the GUI is not available. So that's why the message statement is actually not allowed. It will not be able to render the message in update task session. So that's why this particular method is not the right method. But by the way, I have only these two methods, right? So is there something we have to use a different way? Okay, so let's go to this method class once again. And we'll find something called a local definition or implementation something. So let's click on that. And you will find some interesting message like, do not use this class. It's a local class, but it's using an SAP GUI channel manager just for temporary solution to test SAP GUI push channel prototypes. If we just go down a little below, you will see this kind of a technique. This is the main class, which is our CL AMC channel manager. It's a programmatic form. If you open in SE38, it will actually open the class. And concatenating with this local class, which is actually being used to call certain constructor method. So similar concept we need to use in our program, which is the receiver program, to tackle this, GUI handling. So let's edit it. Let's comment this code and open this up. Here I'm doing the same thing. I'm creating a dynamic class by concatenating these two, and so that it will go to the GUI channel, right? And I'm calling now this particular method, create message consumer. So that way the GUI concept will be inapplicable and it will not be going to the normal receiver. So let's activate once again and let's run the program. Let's see what happens now. It is saying that SAP GUI push channel is not released yet. This is the second issue. Now to fix this, what I have to do, we have to use a system profile, user data. In the parameter side, we need to add one parameter, SAP parameter ID. So let's F4, and it will be SAP GUI push channel. Right, so let's select it. Let's save this. It is saved. So let's retry and see what happens. Okay, I think we did a mistake. We just added this data in the parameter, but we didn't put it to X. So let's save this and now we'll retry. Yeah, some different error message. And it's telling there's no authorization for this program. But we actually added this in our application, right? If I go to SAP AMC, and this one is actually added to the authorized program, then what happens? Why it is saying? The reason is, so if I go to the create message consumer first, one thing I want to show you quickly, that it is looking for a role called R, because you can remember, right? We are using a receiver and sender. So this type of S and R are there. So this R is actually looking for, but we know this cannot be used for our demo purpose or prototypal purpose. So you have to go for the local implementation. If I go to local implementation, this particular implementation of this method, we'll find here a different role and the type is G. What happened? So this G is actually needed, and as our role is set to R, that's why it is complaining. So let's go back and sorry, I think over here it is set to R. We have to set to G. Let's edit it and yeah, receive via SAP GUI. This is the one you have to select and let's activate. Awesome. So now all set, right? So what we'll do, we'll resend the message. But before that, let's register this one. Let's keep it in running mode and let's execute. Awesome. There is no more authorization problem and it says the subscription is complete. So now what next? We'll be just sending the message. And what the message we are sending? Hello Somnath. We are sending hello Somnath, how are you? Okay. Some message. Okay. I know, stupid message, but that's okay. Let's activate and now run it. Voila, you see the message is coming automatically in the second program where the subscription is done. Fantastic, isn't it? So this is what I just wanted to demo, like how this ABAP message channel works. And this is a simple way we can pass messages between two programs. Hope it was interesting. Thanks for watching. See you next.